The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
It is Q101.
Ahoy! Let's go! We're waking up Chicago. Turn up the radio. It's time to start the show. On Q101 with the Morning Crew. Ahoy! Let's go! Welcome to the morning show.
And it's Friday.
I created a monster, cause nobody wants to see Marshall no more. They want shady, I'm chopped liver. Well, if you want shady, this is what I'll give you. A little bit of weed mixed with some hard liquor, some vodka that'll jumpstart my heart quicker than a shock when I get shocked at the hospital by the doctor when I'm not cooperating. When I'm rocking the table while he's operating. Hey! You waited this long to stop debating, cause I'm back, I'm on the brag and ovulating. I know that you got a job, Miss Cheney, but your husband's heart problem's complicating. So the FCC won't let me be, or let me be me, so let me see. They try to shut me down on MTV, but it feels so empty without me.
All right, let's go. It is Friday. You made it. We're going to get you ever so closer to the weekend with so much going on, and it's going to feel like a July weekend out there in the 80s, mostly around Chicagoland and sunny, so get ready for it. It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Now, we have a lot for you today, but especially something pretty unique starting at 7 o'clock. So, 7 a.m., we haven't done this in a long time, will be the Know the Show hour. So you start listening at 7, and then at 8, we'll ask you 3 questions about that hour, something that happened, something that was said, maybe a trivia question that happened during Clash with Kenzie, maybe something in sports. We're talking about the Cubs. Dear God, help me, Jesus.
Oh my God, way to make this a negative thing. It was supposed to be so exciting.
Yeah.
We're building up to very good news, Brian.
Yes, we're not
Damn
doing sports yet, okay, but the entire hour, the 7 o'clock hour, at the end, at 8, we'll ask you 3 questions about the 7 o'clock hour. First person to get them right gets tickets to Inter Miami, Chicago Fire, Soldier Field, Lionel Messi. Probably the second toughest ticket to get since Taylor Swift. Probably in that world
The
of Chicago.
Messi game, baby.
Oh, my gosh. It's going to be lit. So, as the kids say.
Oh, wow.
Lit. So,
I think a lot of people just turned us off as upsetting.
if they turned it off just because I said that, that's pretty pathetic. If they would turn that off
Think
just
so?
for a second. Yeah, I think so. That'd be pretty weak. Pretty weak sauce. So, 7 a.m. hour, we've got that for you for the Know the Show hour. So be here for it. You know, unlike we'll target, obviously, Clash with Kenzie, we've got the John Mulaney tickets.
Do you want me to go in order of all of our giveaways today really fast?
Yeah, go ahead. Let's do it again.
Okay.
Let's recap because there's a lot. I want to make sure you guys understand what we're doing here.
At 7, a las 7, okay, it's going to be Noah Khan tickets.
Right.
During trivia in the 7:10, 7:20 zone, because Brian and I argue about when that actually starts, that is going to be your chance to win John Mulaney tickets.
Yes.
Okay?
Yep.
8 o'clock, Know the Show, win tickets to see the Lionel Messi game.
Right.
Okay? And at 9, you're going to be able to win Dave Chappelle tickets.
Yes.
So 7, 7:20, 8, and 9 o'clock, all massive giveaways.
Now, we hope you listen for the entire 4 hours, but we get it. Sometimes you get out of the car for a second. The boss, says, go do this for a minute. Just put those times in your phone so you know you come back because we also have something else. 8 o'clock, we've got world premiere music from U2.
Oh, that's right.
How about that? It's a hell of a Friday.
That's a lot of stuff going on.
A lot of stuff. You ready for it? You drink your Dunkin' there? You good?
Yeah, I got a little.
It's something like it's coffee day today or something like that where I think you get a deal with Dunkin'.
Every day is coffee day.
I understand. But, what was it there? There's some kind
This
of...
is news to me. I don't know what you mean.
Let me see here. Well, you went to Dunkin', so you could have got a free... Let's see here. Dunkin' is doing a free medium cup with any purchase for Dunkin' Rewards members today.
Oh.
With the cup. And you should be a rewards member on almost anything, especially Dunkin'. I am.
It's so silly not to be.
Well, you get so many points for buying, like, almost nothing.
Yeah, it's not like back in the day when you were a rewards member, it meant you got their credit card. Remember how that used to be to join every program?
Yeah.
Now you actually just sign up with an app and you get points, so like every third one ends up being free or some craziness.
Remember, like, was it Subway that had you buy 9, you get 1 free? So you had to eat 9 sandwiches before you got the 10th free one?
That seems like a lot.
It's a lot of sandwiches.
The worst for the punch cards. Remember back in the day they used to do with a punch card?
Yeah.
And you'd lose the damn thing. Like I was so close.
I ate 8 subs. I had one more.
Can't find the card.
Terrible. Yeah, it's just on your app on your phone. It's so easy. And it reminds you even like, hey, go there today and you get like a free thing of Dunkin' there. So it's stop by a free medium cup with any purchase of a Dunkin's Rewards member. Like, I'd get myself, I like the croissant over there at Dunkin'.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously get the donuts, but I mean that croissant, the egg, sausage, cheese, croissant.
Why are you saying it like that?
Because that's how French people say it.
Well, but you're not that, aren't you? So.
Okay, say croissant. Case the producer, croissant. Croissant.
What is wrong with you guys? Pepe Le Pew radio?
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
Little bit of soul for you this morning.
I love that song.
I'd like to talk just one break where I'm like those guys on like VAZ, like, hey, welcome in this morning. Hope you guys are having a little cream for your coffee and just feeling so good out there this morning.
That sounded sexual.
Well, I mean, that's what they talk like on those stations because they're playing that kind of sexual music.
But it was like an innuendo. Hope you got cream in that coffee, you know what I'm saying?
Well, you take it how you take it. I just said words. But if you take it that way, then that's on you.
Why? Because you think I'm a whore? Why are you joking?
Oh, my God. Hey, welcome in. It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101. It's going to be a wild Friday. I can feel it. So be here. Coming up in a fact that makes your brain go, and this is leading into what you're planning on doing tonight. A lot of people like to binge their shows on Friday night, catch up. You have a long week. You can't, have time to binge with all the sports going on, too, with the Cubs games. I get it. Maybe you missed some of your shows. So the way you watch your shows is changing completely this weekend. No matter, this is really it's pretty big of how we plan our weekends to watch shows, especially I think Friday nights are big on that. Do you do it more Friday or Saturday or Sunday?
Oh, I like them all.
Like them all?
I don't discriminate.
Well, coming up in the fact at 6:30, how you watch your shows is changing completely, and we'll give you that information in moments away.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
Time for a fact that makes your brain just go, oh, what happened? There we go. So, today, I think Friday's a good night to catch up on shows. I think most people do. And maybe Saturday you do as well. For me, Sunday's all sports, and Saturday gets a lot of college football too. So Friday night, even though it's a very important Cubs game tonight, I will still, sometimes binge and watch shows.
Yes.
I think a lot of people do that too. I think you're like me and like Kenzie, where you just sit back. It's time I can just catch up on these damn shows. Well, the way you watch things changes completely after today. And what that is if you're one of those few people out there, and I'm talking to one person specifically, a friend of mine that does this still, Netflix will stop mailing out DVDs today. Now, many of you are probably saying, well, I don't even know what you're talking about. Mailing out a DVD, I watch Netflix and it comes on my TV and I stream it on my phone.
You're talking like the old school when it was all by mail and you would turn in that list.
And you remember this, right, when it started?
Okay, I remember it vaguely. I remember turning in a list. I think they would send you 3 at a time.
Yes.
Right?
They send it.
But you would have a huge list. So the second you sent one in, they'd send like the next on your queue almost.
Exactly.
But then it would get frustrating. I remember there was hacks because sometimes you'd want to see a specific movie, but you knew it was later on your queue. And there was like ways to turn in movies to try to get them. Do you remember like those hack
All of
videos?
this. Yeah, this is the way you had to watch it.
Oh my God, but that's been a very long time.
So it's been 16 years since Netflix switched over to at least the beginning of streaming.
Right.
That coincides with a lot of music streaming like Spotify's and stuff like that. And of course, Q101, we stream, all that stuff. So they finally said, hey, you people that are holding on 16 years to DVDs, let's move on. I have a friend of mine, Melinda and Dean. Dean, her husband, loves going in the bedroom with his DVD player, and this is a bad day for him. He still goes to Netflix for the DVDs. He still gets them. Today's the last day he can do it. And he's, for some reason, likes the DVD experience better. He says it's better quality, and it's just, he stops and starts.
But all the docuseries and all those aren't all on DVD.
You're right.
I don't think everything's available. It's just like the blockbuster movies they have, right?
Correct. I think they do have some series, like, I don't know if when Case was binging Deadliest Catch a couple weeks ago, I don't know if that's on DVD somewhere.
Well, I mean, yeah, because the seasons came out on DVD after they happened.
True, the show's old enough where they were actually on DVDs.
I want to let you know real quick, the guy that works your pants,
yes,
he is also a loyal Netflix DVD subscriber.
Don't lie to me right now. No. He's a technical person.
He's the most technical person in the building.
But that's his thing, is that the DVD quality is so much higher than streaming off of your TV. For months now, he's been talking to me about this, about how he's slowly weaning himself off of buying DVDs from Netflix. This is a real thing.
It's like getting off Coke.
Yeah, exactly.
It is. And my boy Dean is the same.
Identical, Brian.
Same thing. I'm sure they're very similar. DVD
struggle
addiction.
is the same.
Centers for it. Yeah. Way to go.
Let's say, okay, let me put it this way. So, do you remember when DVDs was like a flex? Like when you went over to someone's house and they had their DVD collection like next to their TV?
So I feel like I'm in the swing era where like I grew up with electronics, but a little bit later. Like I got a cell phone and stuff in high school, but before I got to high school, it was unheard of to have one.
Correct.
So I'm still in the genre of like I remember having a car. VHS rewind, you know, it looked like a car, like you'd pop the trunk.
Oh my God! Yes,
Yeah.
I remember that thing.
I had that, and you'd watch Mufasa not die, like in reverse. You're like, oh, he's alive. It was the worst with the movies where you watch the whole thing. You watch the ending unhappen. You're like, oh well, they end up together, huh? So I recall all that, but then I had like the streaming and everything. I would say that, you know, high school is still part of your childhood, your growing years. So high school electronics really took off. But when I was in junior high, we still had to go to a computer lab. Remember how school had computer labs?
Yeah.
And like the big boys. Like
The big desktops?
Yeah. It was dragging a wagon, you know what I'm saying? And like now my son has a whole like Chromebook he gets to bring home.
And the school gives him that?
I mean, you don't get to keep it forever.
Right, but it's part of your like book. Like instead of books, you get a
He has it
Chromebook.
every day. He gets to bring it home, and he's like, "Oh, his homework is on this Chromebook." The way he talks to you, and I'm like, "Holy crap! Like you don't understand. Like the computers were not portable."
Also, I had to bring a book home. I used to bring books. And a book bag used to be for books, not a backpack.
I have to say, I didn't realize though. This is where I cut off. I had computer labs, and they were the old school big guys, right?
Yeah, the big monitors that were like 4 feet behind. They weren't flat.
But what I did not realize was that typewriters are not that long gone, because my husband told me the other day that he had a typewriter class, and I spit my drink out. I go, how old are you? What
He's
do
lying.
you mean?
Isn't that amazing?
You had a typewriter class. And he's in his 40s, and he's like, yeah. And I go, I would have thought that's something that was 60 and up.
Yeah.
I really would. I did not realize how not long gone typewriters were.
It's wild.
Did you have a typewriter class?
I'm in the same range as your husband.
Yeah.
A typewriter class, I had one. That's why I can type so well. Because some people I see type with two fingers.
Did you accidentally push the computer to the side?
I don't do that.
That's all I imagine.
I have put white out. I have put white out on the screen though before. I've done that. God, it's so wild that Netflix finally is stopping the DVDs, and that's crazy that Case bring that up, because these people that are the most technical people still live for the DVDs. I don't know if you're one of those people that are those DVD people. I'd love to talk to you and get on the air and talk about that.
Wait, Case, did you have?
Say that again, Kenzie.
Did you have a computer lab, or did you have? Because you're the youngest out of all of us.
I grew up in elementary school and middle school with a computer lab. By the time I was in high school, I was using an iPad to take all of my notes, but I was on the curve. I was on the cusp of that. By the time I graduated, like now I look at what kids at my high school are doing, and it's a foreign country. They're so far more advanced technologically than even I was, and I graduated 6 years ago.
Luxury and iPad at school, unheard of.
I know.
Ridiculous.
That's crazy. Case has always been the luxurious one out of all three of us.
It's not fair.
It is
Grew up
true.
on a farm, blue collar.
You did not.
Blue collar.
I did grow up on a
You
farm.
did not farm though.
They had
No, I did not farm, but I had farm land.
Okay, that's luxury.
And they had peasants working on the farm for
I
them.
did not have peasants working for
Case
me.
owns a whip.
They were employees, and they were paid handsomely.
Sure.
I'm sure.
I did not have employees on my
Case.
farm. It was just my family. I don't want that getting out there that I had.
His whole
Employees.
hardcore rep is over.
It's
if
not
they
true.
find out.
Just because I had land doesn't mean I had employees. That's not
Case
true.
is like, plant that damn corn. He's on his iPad.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. So we gave you the fact today that blows your mind. Netflix is stopping their mail-out service for DVDs today. It's the last day they'll do it. And many of you probably didn't know they ever did that. Some people say, I remember that, but I can't believe they still do it. As it was 16 years ago, they started to shift to streaming when the technology, became capable to do that. And it's gotten better and better, of course, over the years. By the way, the first Netflix mailed out DVD was in 1998, and it was Beetlejuice. That was the first
That
movie.
was the first one that got mailed out.
That was the first one. That's the
See,
first.
and I imagine, oh, wow.
Yeah.
I would have thought So it was what year?
1998 was when Netflix started the service of what they do.
See, I would have thought that started like in the 2005-y.
Yeah. No,
I'm surprised it started in 1998. That's crazy.
You know, there's another story out there that's been floating lately. It's an old story, but it floated around recently that when they were both struggling because Netflix was sending out DVDs and Blockbuster started to struggle, Blockbuster and Netflix were going to buy. Blockbuster was going to buy Netflix, and they offered the price they came up to. They said I think it was $5 million. And they laughed, thinking you're not worth that much. Netflix, you can't be worth $5 million.
Woof.
And now they have 20 million subscribers, 100,000 titles, and they're worth a billion, and it's stock prices and all that. And Blockbuster, listen, I still love Blockbuster. I'll never hate on Blockbuster, but
you know what? I do miss that experience.
Going on a Friday night to go to the video store.
How exciting it was. Everybody, when you had a bigger family, and you can relate to this, Brian, because
Yes.
the four boys, the
Right.
parents. So we had a bigger family, and you'd all run off and grab a movie, and you'd argue your point for your movie. Do you remember that?
Yes.
You would totally
You had to sell it.
state your case like, this is going to be the best movie. You guys don't understand. You get all excited. There's the shopping section. They always have the memorabilia.
Yeah.
Do you remember I wanted a stuffed lion? I was like, oh my God, the new Lion King 1.5 is out. I want this stuffed animal. I was so excited.
And snacks. They always have the
They had
snacks there, too.
It was a fun experience. And then it took more time, which, listen, if you have kids, that's ideal. Because by the time you went for pizza, then went to the store, then got a movie, it's late as can be. Like, they need to go to bed after the movie. Now they're just surfing, they click on it, they watch a movie, they want to do something else. They're not burned out.
Yeah. It sounds old saying these things, but these were good things.
So fun.
These were so fun and good. By the way, I want to correct myself. So, Blockbuster laughed Netflix out of the room when Netflix said buy us for $50 million.
Okay.
And this was a while ago. This is obviously in the 2000s.
It is so much money.
So much money, it sounded like. They laughed at them. But Netflix now, their net worth is $150 billion.
You know, it takes the right. That's crazy. Actually, it's a very large number.
I want to make sure that fact got right. That's another fact.
150 billion.
Yeah.
But think about, like, the mindset it takes. Because if you had given that business to Blockbuster, would they have thought of the streaming service? Would it have ended up actually grossing if they were keeping the mindset of keeping it in
stores,
store?
yeah.
If that's where they would have stayed, and, like, you have to have the right mindset to then get it to that company because the company changed a lot, right?
You know what that's like?
What?
That's like if me dreaming that Patrick Mahomes comes to the Bears and he's still Patrick Mahomes.
Honestly, I don't say this a lot to you, Brian. Spot on. Spot on analogy.
He would not be Patrick Mahomes. He'd be Blockbuster.
He'd be Blockbuster.
Oh, my
Not
God.
150 billion. I'll
No,
say that.
not a lot, but there you go. Reminding you that coming up, we'll have Gil Curtis. We'll do a couple commercials, just a few. We have the shortest commercial break, and the Noah Khan tickets coming up probably around 6:55, 7 o'clock, right in that range. Noah Khan at Alpine Valley. So stay here with Brian and Kenzie on Q101.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101, just about 6-7 minutes away from Noah Khan tickets at Alpine Valley. Taking care of our early people here, so hopefully you stick around before we get to sports. And then we have the 7 o'clock hour. It's the Know the Show hour. For the entire 7 o'clock hour, you listen. At 8, we ask you 3 questions about the hour. And if you can answer them, you get the Lionel Messi tickets. That is Chicago Fire, Inter Miami. This is huge. These are some of the hardest tickets in the world to get. We have them. So you got to start listening at 7 and then listen to the whole hour till 8. We ask you
To
the
be
questions.
able to win at 8, because we've
Yes.
gotten a lot of questions about this. Like, what do you mean? Is it at 7 or 8? You get to win the tickets at 8, but it's questions about the 7 o'clock. So if you're not listening, it ain't gonna work out for you. Unless you like a psychic, I guess. I
Yeah,
don't
you
know.
get to take a few guesses here and there. We've had people.
But it's not multiple choice, so it's not like C.
And,
It's, you know.
And before you get creative, Chase puts up the podcast each hour at Q101.com and anywhere you get your podcasts of the Morning Crew podcast. So that 7 o'clock hour won't be up until 8, and you can't possibly listen to an hour and have those questions ready in seconds when we ask you the questions. So I'm just trying, you cheaters out there. You
Cliff
people try-
noters?
Yeah, people trying
I know
to
you.
get around the scam there. Scammers out there. So also we have world premiere music from U2 coming up at 8. It's busy Friday here. And we started off just by talking about how Netflix is stopping mailing out the DVDs today, which is very funny because how are they still doing that? But we all know somebody in this show. The 3 of us know 2 other people that they still watch DVDs. And Somebody asked a great question here on the text line. Laura, I think it was, said, what are they going to do with all those DVDs? Because they're not going to use them anymore. They have 100,000, several. They probably have millions of DVDs because they keep shipping them out. And there's people, like I said, that used to flex with their DVD collection, still have it in their man cave. They have their big TV and then all the DVDs. It looks so cool. Oh, I used to put mine up, but I didn't have enough.
Remember how massive entertainment centers used to have to be?
Oh, so cool.
With the double side.
Yeah.
Because, if you bought a bunch of shows and movies.
Yep.
And for a long time, when, during the transition of VHS to DVD, you still kept all your VHS. You'd have a VHS side and a DVD side.
Yeah.
You store all that. Nobody buys those insane entertainment centers. They buy insane TVs and speakers.
And they're just flat on the wall.
But you don't need these huge, bookshelves for movies anymore.
How badass was it when you walked into someone's house and they had, several hundred DVDs in the bookshelves on the side? So, what do you want? I got it. I got everything over here. And now you got everything on your phone in one app.
I know.
Everything's just right there.
It's like big whoop.
Yeah, it's better, but it's also worse, right? The experience is worse, but it's better to have everything.
Because as a kid, there's something too, as fun as it is to have things accessible and not have the movie you wanted to see for 6 months still be not available at Blockbuster. I get all that, right?
Yeah.
There was something to the anticipation. My son wants to see a movie and he's like, cool, we'll just be able to watch that. And it's oh my God, we would freak out. We have to get to Blockbuster early.
Yeah.
And there was something about that excitement. Or when, during the holiday season, when movies were going to be on, I remember hanging that thing on the fridge because if you missed it,
it's gone.
You missed watching it that year.
Yeah.
And he doesn't understand that. He's like, can we watch Home Alone for the 7th time? I'm like, okay. You don't understand. If I say no, you're bummed out. You don't even know.
Yeah, what's funny too is you had to be super I guess to use the word boomer to go get out of my yard. But now you're in your 30s and you sound everybody sounds like get out of my yard because the people that are growing up that never experienced any of that are saying, well, who cares? I got it on my phone. But it was a better experience when you had to wait for it or look forward to it or go get it.
I think it teaches you something. I don't want to be that parent, but I think it did, you had to deal with it, right?
Yeah.
I don't think my son's as good as dealing with things as we were because there was a lot more disappointments back then because things weren't as easily accessible. So the answer was no, or we're going to try again next weekend. Or that happened more often.
Yeah.
But now, it's they're not going to run out of the streaming. Everyone can hit play at the same time.
Yeah,
it's fine.
It's very easy.
Yeah, so it's what do you mean the internet's been out for 10 minutes?
Yeah.
It's okay, you're going to make it.
Oh, my God, I can't get on Wi-Fi. Oh, jeez. So those Noah Khan tickets coming up in moments. First, it's Gil Curtis with your headlines.
This is not headline news. The new iPhone 15 Pro reportedly has a problem with overheating, mainly because buying one will burn a huge hole in your wallet. The Golden Bachelor premiered last night. This season, the stripper pole is just used for balance. Andrew Dice Clay turned 66 today.
Wow.
Here's a rhyme for him. Hickory dickory dock. Your 15 minutes is up on the clock. And a kayaker was busted with 26 pounds of cocaine on Lake Champlain. Row, row, row your coke gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.